and gentlemen, in 2007, writer Taslima Nasrin was forced to move out of the city of Kolkata. Her book sparked protests by minority groups in Kolkata after religious groups claimed it offended their sentiments. There were blockades and arson, death threats followed. Taslima Nasrin was forced to leave the city by the then left government and has never managed to return till now. Nearly 20 years later, with BJP in power in the state, she considered home for more than a decade. Taslima Nasrin is all set to return back to Kolkata. Should it not have been seen as a sign of secularism, of sabka saath, of tolerance, since Taslima Nasrin has often criticized the BJP and its policies? Instead, the opposition is up in arms. TMC says Shubhendu Sarkar is shielding those who spoke against Muslims. Is it because such selective outrage panders to their vote bank? But which vote bank? When are the elections? Which elections are they talking about? And where is the party that was once called the Trinamool Congress? And if Taslima's return is symbolic of the end of appeasement era in Bengal, shouldn't everybody be celebrating?
सवाल ये है कि जो भारत में अनेकता में एकता की संस्कृति है, कल्चर है, क्या बीजेपी उसे बिल्कुल नस्त नाबूद कर देना चाहती है? जो कोई हमारे मिलीजुली संस्कृति को नुकसान पहुंचा रहा है, उसे रोका जाना चाहिए।
তা নিয়ে তিনি লজ্জা লিখেছিলেন, সেই বই আবার বুদ্ধদেব ভট্টাচার্য বাজেয়াপ্ত করিয়েছিলেন, প্রকৃত সত্য যাতে না আসে, সেটাও করেছিলেন ব্লক ভোটের স্বার্থে। তা কোন লেখিকা আসবেন এখানে, আমারই দাবি ছিল, তিনি আসছেন, স্বাগত তাকে।
Taslima Nasrin, a noted author who has written extensively on the kind of persecution of Hindus that has taken place at the hands of Islamists in Bangladesh, is now returning to Kolkata. Just because she has written about the persecution of Hindus at hands of Islamists, they want to block her. They banned her books, they have abused her, heckled her.
You're watching the News Hour at 9, debate number 2 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
Joining the debate with Sudhanshu Trivedi ji, Anand Ranganathan and Tehseen Poonawalla is Tausif Khan, political analyst. And Tausif bhai, I want to ask you, why today is the Trinamool Congress once again very upset about Taslima Nasrin's return? I thought you stood for women empowerment, you stood for Mati Manush, you stood for protection of the minorities. Why not protect and celebrate Taslima Nasrin's return as well? This is secularism, this is tolerance, the values that you uphold.
So you are suggesting that BJP's decision to bring Taslima Nasrin back is rooted in the fact that it amounts to women empowerment, right? But I don't believe in what you are trying to propagate, because she is a woman who is blasphemous. She has abused Prophet Muhammad. She has heard the sentiment of the people in the subcontinent. She was banned by her own country. She was thrown out by her own country long ago.
This is absolutely unacceptable, Navika.
She was driven out of India, and now BJP.
So I thought you were broad-minded, Tausif Khan. I thought you were broad-minded, more broad-minded than people of Bangladesh, but certainly not. Anand Ranganathan,
you to abuse
preaching
Muhammad, become blasphemous and call it broad-minded. Going by that logic, why didn't you invite MF Hussain back to India? He was an Indian citizen. Why was he driven out of India? If you apply that logic, be broad-minded. Why didn't you allow him back into country? Stop
Anand Ranganathan.
BJP wants to promote Muslims. BJP hates Muslims. BJP is trying to create a problem in Bengal. Some kind of satisfaction.
You want to have the sole right of provocation. Tausif Khan wants the sole right of provocation. Anand Ranganathan, please respond.
Navika, this type of jihadism and extreme bigotry on live television should be unacceptable. But because I'm a free speech absolutist, I don't mind what the previous panelist said. First of all, he must get the fact. No, please, Tausif, I do not. No, I did not. Please.
No, you're talking about free speech. Is it same for MF Hussain?
These are the...
Will you say the same thing for MF Hussain?
Yes, I'm not a bigot like you.
Yes, MF Hussain, I'm sorry, passed away in 2011. MF Hussain passed away in 2011. The BJP had nothing to do with MF Hussain. So just hold on. So just hold on, Tausif Khan. I'm lowering your fader, Anand Ranganath.
No, this bigot was expecting that I, as a free speech absolutist, would condemn MF Hussain and want him arrested. Now he's going to eat his own words. Be that as it may, replying to them, jihadists, is inconsequential. What I want to say out here is very substantive. First of all, Taslima Nasrin did not quote unquote blaspheme. This is a complete canard being spread. She was excommunicated because of her book called Lajja, because the Islamists in her own country were the ones who drove her out, and the scared headless chickens in our country, the so-called leftists and Congressy cabal, didn't have the guts to stand up for free speech. This is the problem in this country. When it comes to Hinduism, they don't mind burning the Manusmriti. They don't mind insulting Hindu gods. They don't mind burning the Ramcharitmanas. There, everything is fine. But when it comes to Islam, char neembu nichodne se doodh bhi itna nahi fatta. I don't want to complete the sentence. The fact of the matter is that she could have been lynched in Hyderabad a decade ago when AIMIM corporators nearly attacked her virulently. They wanted to behead her. This is happening in democratic India. I want to congratulate the BJP government of Bengal to have brought her back. She must not just be brought back, she must be celebrated in Bengal. It would be the biggest slap to these jihadists.
Well, I want to get in Tehseen Poonawala, freedom of speech. What happened to that? And MF Hussain, the question raised by Tausif Khan. Well, the Congress has to answer for that. Why did you not bring in MF Hussain in all the UPA years?
Navika, on this panel, there are only two people who stand up absolutely for freedom of speech. That's Anand and me. Let me be very clear. Anand is correct. Taslima was nearly lynched 10 years ago in Hyderabad. You know who was in government? KCR, who was in alliance with BJP. You know what a BJP minister then said? We will not allow Hyderabad to be disrupted. Nobody cares about freedom of speech. I agree with him. Nobody cares. This is the BJP that recently banned a movie on OTT, Satluj. This is the BJP that banned a documentary on YouTube. This is the BJP that banned Lawrence of Punjab. I am telling you, listen to me, Navika. Taslima Nasrin
please check on the record of the Congress party on banning movies. Kissa kursi ka Andhi yaad kar lo. Don't be selective. Don't be selective.
I'm not being selective. 10 seconds. Taslima Nasrin is not being brought because the BJP stands up for free speech. They are being brought because they can't polarize, just as the other side does it. There is nobody who stands up for free speech in this country. I'm quoting Anand. Anand, the quote is yours. If Anand and I are not in jail, it is because the government chooses not to put us in jail. Nobody cares about free speech. They're doing it because they want to do Hindu-Muslim.
Sudhanshu Trivedi. Where are there elections in any part of East India that Taslima Nasrin is being brought in to send a message? Sudhanshu Trivedi, please respond.
I would like to remind, I do not know how short their memory is. In 2007 or 8 in Hyderabad, when Taslima Nasrin was doing a press conference, 2007 and 8 I am telling, then MIM and Congress, 4 MLAs entered. They stopped her for doing press conference. And as far as such a foolish argument, which Tausif was giving, that MF Hussain, he has made an obscene paintings of Hindu goddesses. And if you are having guts, it is equivalent to Charlie Hebdo. औकात है तो बोलो. किसी भी बात को लेकर कुछ भी अंतशंत बोलना शुरू कर देना. Fact of the matter is, whatever Taslima Nasrin in Lajja has said, these are the things documented. This is been, जिसे कहते हैं कि आप बीती की तरह था, मगर अफसोस हिंदू कटता है तो क्या फर्क पड़ता है. अगर कश्मीर में कश्मीर फाइल्स बनेगी तो वो प्रोपेगेंडा है. I have not seen the movie Satluj. मगर कैसे ये तहसीन भाई ने जो कहा, क्या ये पंजाब की प्रॉब्लम को लेकर जिसमें आप ये कहते हैं कि इंदिरा गांधी की जान गई, वो जो कुछ दिखाया जा रहा सब सही है, अरे भाई साहब, कुछ भी कनाडा में इंदिरा जी को मारते हुए झांकी निकाली जाएगी. कांग्रेस पार्टी हैज नॉट प्रोटेस्टेड. It was our government which has protested. If the Kerala story comes, you try to oppose. The fact of the matter is, you are talking about Hindu Muslim. No, you only talk about Muslim gone to the extent that even if they create a caliphate here, you are ready for that. In Kashmir, Zakir Musa openly said, ये कोई कश्मीरियत की लड़ाई नहीं है, खलीफत की लड़ाई है. In Bengal, in Murshidabad, when they were building Babri Masjid, what was the answer? Why not in Ayodhya? Because we are not there in majority. If we are here in majority, we will build the Babri Masjid. अब आइए, वी सतीशन जो केरल के सीएम है, इसी चुनाव में उन्होंने कहा हम जमाते इस्लामी का साथ देने में प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. जमाते इस्लामी openly says that we want a Sharia rule in India. I already quoted in Patna, Bihar, there was a rally, Imarte Sharia. It was said that we consider Sharia over and above the Indian constitution. अब आइए मालेगांव में, जहां पर इस्लाम पार्टी पावर में आई, जो ओपनली कहती है शरिया का शासन होना चाहिए. सना मलिक ओपनली पाकिस्तान का समर्थन करती है. क्या बात करते हो भाई, किस मुंह से बोलते हो? तुम हिंदुस्तान में इस्लामिक खलीफत बनाना चाहते हो और ये सो कॉल्ड हिंदू मुस्लिम के तिनके की ओट पे पहाड़ छुपाना चाहते हो. मैंने आधा दर्जन.
I only want to say one thing. M.F. Hussain, he made paintings that insulted Hindu goddesses. That seems to be kosher. Tausif Khan sitting here is fighting for why M.F. Hussain was not brought back. Well, for your information, Tausif Bhai, M.F. Hussain went out of India in the UPA regime, passed away abroad in the UPA regime. Party that you or the parties that you support were in power at that time. The TMC, the Congress party, who are friends, Monday, Wednesday and Friday, enemies Tuesdays and Thursdays, they together. When did you last raise this issue? But blasphemy can be raised against Taslima Nasrin as an allegation. Against M.F. Hussain, well, your heart bleeds for them. The double standards clearly evident there. I think we should celebrate the fact that after such a long, almost 20 years of keeping Taslima Nasrin out of this country, for her to be able to come back into Kolkata, surely is something that must be celebrated. We leave it at that. Thank you very much to all my panelists and thank you viewers for joining me on the Newshour tonight. Good night, be safe. I'll be back tomorrow with the Newshour at 9.